Hello again. Well, we've touched on many subjects: baseball, football, boxing, the opera, and now let's say a few words about the ballet. Keep calm, isn't that bad? Okay, so I remember the first ballet we saw was the Ballet Russe de Monte Carlo with Danny Lova, and this was before there was a ballet company in New York. And Danilova was very good. I have to comment that you could easily recognize Danilova because she had large features, but that's beside the point. She was a very good dancer. She always seemed to enjoy what she was doing, and it was a great introduction to ballet. We were all very young at that time. Now, we also saw, this was when the New York City Ballet was at the City Center Theater at 55th Street. And I remember Maria Tolchief. She was my favorite dancer. I'm not sure why, but she seemed to have a distinctive way of moving, which always appealed to me. And then there was the very masculine dancer, Andrei Glevsky. And he was very unusual to see a big muscular man like Glevsky dancing. But he was very good. Oh, and then we go to the New York State Theater. And one evening we were seeing Don Quixote, and Don Quixote de la Mancha, I want you to know. And the lead dancer was indisposed, and the replacement was none other than one George Balanchine. Yes, the maestro himself was going to dance the role of Don Quixote. Now, the role is not a spectacular role with great leaps in dancing, but I don't know exactly what you call it, but more or less it was a walk through, just to give you an image of what it was. But he was very effective, and it was a great privilege to see the maestro on stage. I recall the Susan Farrell, legendary Susan Farrell. She was very strange. Every time she danced was very strange. It was as though we were all seeing a living legend. There was a great hush. Nobody coughed. She always seemed to be in white. And it was almost like a mystical experience. She was one of the great characters in ballet history. Let's see, what else do I remember? Oh, of course, the Christmas Nutcracker Suite. I remember the first time I saw it, I was taken aback by this Christmas tree rising and rising and rising and rising. For a young guy like myself, it was very impressive. Okay, now, what did I enjoy the most? Well, it was a sampler. It was simply called a sampler ballet. It was at the New York State Theater. That's the old days, you know, on 55th Street in Manhattan. And I'll run down all the great performers that were on display. It was Judith Jameson in the Alvin Alley Ballet, and I think she did this great ballet Cry. And she was tall, and she was magnificent, and she was quite inspirational. Then there was the great Fernando Bojones and Cynthia Gregory. Now, there was a spectacular couple. They were really something to see. Perhaps one of the great duos of all time. And last but not least, on the same bill was Rudy Rudolph Nureyev with the New York City correction with the Australian Ballet. And Rudy, of course, was very good. I wouldn't say that Nureyev was really an outstanding dancer at that time, anyway. I would call it his mid-career. But he certainly was a charismatic dancer. I think I remember more about his bows at the end of the performance than anything else. The audience just wouldn't let him off. They couldn't get enough of Rudy coming out and bowing. Did I mention Fernando Bujones and Cynthia Gregory? Oh, I did. Yeah, they were great. Well, that's about my recollections at the moment. My only question I would have now is, where is the ballet now? I don't seem to know anything about the ballet now. Does anybody? Okay, bye-bye.